Hey everyone, Scott JUA from Crucible Custom Props, Nerfworks Lab, and all the forums. This is the second Graflex I've done in recent days, or recent weeks I should say. It's been a long time since I've been doing some Graflexes, but the stars aligned and now I've done an ESB, and this one is in A New Hope. So this one is for Ron, and this one is not a vintage this time. This one is a Romans replica. So this is Roman's newest new replica that everybody has their hands on nowadays, and it's got a lot of really good tells, so it can't be confused with a vintage, although it does look very, very close to a vintage. So you get the best of both worlds. You get something that's affordable in today's market and also makes a really great replica for either static display or an FX. Now, one of the things a lot of people were upset about when this came out was that Romans, the shop or the manufacturer who makes these, made some slight differences compared to a vintage Graflex as far as where things were put. For instance, the sync pin sockets. And one of the things a lot of people wanted this for was to do FX conversions. This one does have the Solos Hold blade holder in it. And that was the main contention with a lot of people, was that the sockets didn't line up perfectly. Well, it still works perfectly fine. And to me, it doesn't have any more tolerance than a vintage does. Now, if you look at this, one's my vintage right here. Let me see if I can get that up there. See how the socket doesn't line up? The pins don't line up in the center, and the socket, you've got a big old overhang from the plastic right there. This, I've had probably over 20 vintages, and there are plenty of them like that, that have that inconsistency as well. So to me, that is not a deal breaker. That is not any reason to not use the Solos Hold blade holder. It looks, to me, it works just fine. It looks fine. And it is consistent with the quirks of some of the vintage Graflexes. There are a lot of vintages that line up just fine, but a lot of them don't. So to me, that works out just great. So anyway, that aside, this one has a Crystal Focus 8, a Goth 3D Designs chassis in it, a Railmaster flat bass speaker, 18650 battery. So this is 3.7 volts. So Ron, when you get this one is a 3.7 volt, and you should have pretty good runtime with that big old cell. And it is a Tri-Cree blue, white, and has, I believe this is the parts kit that came with it. This is, so it's a Romans, I guess Romans parts kit with the, or Parks, I don't know, or Corbanth or something, where it's a 2.0 grips, D-ring, bubble strip. Now the D-ring I did change because the D-ring was way too big. And instead of using the Allen screw, I riveted it in like it should be. And the Roman replica has the very shiny glass eye, where the New Hope original prop has a sharp cut, but it's also not shiny. It is that satin brushed finish. And so also the very chrome button, I took down both of those chromes and made them a satin finish. I weathered all the brass pins so it looks like a vintage. Reused the bulb contact for the blade plug. And let me just show you inside. So Ron, when you get this, you're going to want to flip up and just pull everything out. It's got a very short chassis. Your SD card access is right here. Just push it. You can pull that out. You can put it back in. Now, Goth designs his kill keys to be able to turn. It's a little tricky for me. You can just, there you go. Or you can just pull it. Either way. And if you want to kill it, just turn it like that, and nothing will happen. So So anyway, that's it, and that leaves a huge amount of resonance chamber for this saber here. So then you just it's hard to do around this tripod. Here we go. Just button it back up. This should line up with this. Pull the clamp down. This is your activation. You pull it back and then let it go. Your auxiliary. Got the shine through blade plug. Shine through glass eye. Now, let me show you how to get your blade. So you have 2 points of retention here. You have the screw right here. Just back that out a bit. And your glass eye. Now I've left the spring in here because this helps, there's plenty of room and it helps put tension on the blade. So you'll have to, when you take out this blade plug, it'll fall right against the bunny ears. You just squeeze it a little bit and it'll just slip right out. Put your blade in. So being 7/8, it doesn't stretch the heck out of your bunny ears. And it looks like it should, with deep sockets. Snug that up, put your glass eye back on, and you're ready to rock. So some people will notice that you do get a shine through where the 2 halves meet. Nothing can be done about that really. That's just the design of that blade holder, but I don't see a problem with it. Pull back and hold and turn it off. It's very hard to swing around this tripod. Change your fonts, press and hold.
Sound.
Press again.
Nightfall. Crystal focus.
Nebula.
Green.
Oh, I know. The battery is slow. I've been farting around with it for hours. So if it croaks, you'll know why. Anyway. Well, there it is, guys. Thanks for looking.